Hey guys! So I wanted to tell you guys one of the Ukrainian stories. I was putting it off till I could have a better setup. It just is what it is and it's fine. Okay, so I have also recounted all of these stories to my ex and he has confirmed the authenticity of the stories. It's been 12 years. I wanted to make sure, one, I had his permission to share them, and two, that I was remembering the accuracy of these stories. Okay, I also want to say that I am in no way trying to insult the Ukrainian people. I think it is a beautiful country filled with amazing people. Seriously, probably one of the kindest groups of people that I've ever met. Like, they will jump to help you. But I had some things happen to me, and it's just me. It's literally just me. Okay, so first story. All right, so we arrive in Kiev. Just to paint the picture prior to this, we are adopting our kids, right? We adopted our two special needs children from Ukraine, Dnipropetrovsk, Ukraine, in December of 2013. So we've arrived in the region in order to adopt our boys. Before we travel down to their region to adopt them, we are in Kiev, which is the capital city, right? So we're there. We've done all of our paperwork. It's literally our last day before we get on the train and head down to our boys' region. So our translator and our driver, he's like, hey, so what do you guys want to do today? And we're like, oh, I don't know, anything. Is there anything cultural, anything fun that we could do? He's like, yeah, actually, there's a monastery right down the road. It's really beautiful. I would love to take you guys there. We're like, great, awesome, a monastery, get some cultural, some culture in us, great. And I love museums. I had my nice camera with me. Like, I was excited for this trip. So we go, we're getting in the car. So our driver, Igor, and I have changed names for confidentiality purposes. The story is completely 100% true. The name that I'm using for this person is not. So Igor is a 5 foot tall, very, very skinny, one-eyebrowed Ukrainian that I can barely understand. Like, he speaks English, but like it's kind of broken and I'm struggling, and I'm turning to my husband at the time and I'm like, what did he say? What did he say? Huh? What did he say? Tell me. Anyway, no idea. We get to the monastery. It's beautiful. There's these big, huge white buildings. There's this beautiful cobblestone path. Let me also say, I am about 50, 60 pounds heavier than what I am right now. I have a condition called bilateral hip dysplasia, which means my hips hurt if I walk too much. We were doing a lot of walking. I am wearing a big, huge puffer coat.
Down to your feet.
Down to my feet. It's blue. It's got a big fuzzy thing around the hood. It's heavy and it's cold, and I have on a red, very, very heavy backpack with all my shit in it. That backpack went everywhere with me when we were in Ukraine, okay? And I've got my camera. So we're walking around this monastery. We're looking at all the paintings and learning about all of the saints, and it's beautiful and it's wonderful. And then Igor, I almost said his real name, Igor was like, all right, we're gonna go down to the monastery where the saints are buried. And I'm like, cool, awesome. So we started following Igor down to where the monastery is. Keep in mind, it's a cobblestone path, right? Loose cobblestones, like they're wiggly when you step on them. So I start to follow him down, and I start to realize, oh my God, this monastery is at the bottom, like the bottom of a very, very tall hill of cobblestones. Mountain-like, if you will. It was steep AF, so steep. Like your legs are bent walking back up it. And going down it, you're just kind of running, trying not to fall on your face. Anyway, we got to the bottom of it. I get to the bottom of this and I'm like, I might be in trouble. My hips were hurting so bad. But I was like, I'm gonna push it in the back of my mind. We will be fine. We're on level ground for a while. We're gonna do this tour. We'll be done, okay? So we go in all of these tunnels. At this monastery, there's tunnels where all of these saints and these priests are buried, right? They have a plaque. It's, tells you about the saint and what it meant for the people, all of the things. I'm following Igor through this path, and my ex-husband's right behind me, and we're listening and we're doing our thing, and I don't know what happened, and he didn't seem to super remember either, but he either went off on his own or he just got bored and bailed. I don't know what happened, but my ex-husband's gone, right? Like he's not there anymore. And I don't know where he is. And Igor's like, no worry. We'll catch him at the end. I'm like, okay, no worries. So I keep following Igor through these tunnels. We come out the end and we wait. I'm standing there awkwardly with this man who I can barely understand. And we're waiting, and I'm like, it's fine, no big deal. My ex-husband, he's gonna come out and we'll be fine. And I'm realizing as we're standing there waiting how bad my hips are hurting. Like, it's bad, okay? And I'm like, no worries. In my head, I'm like, okay, he's gonna come out and I'm just gonna get my husband at the time, I'm gonna get him to carry me back up this effing hill because I can't walk up the hill. Like, absolutely no freaking way can my body go back up this hill. Physically impossible for me to do it with as bad as my hips were. Well, we're waiting 45 minutes. It starts to creep up on an hour. Igor is looking at me.
No cell phones, right?
Yeah, no cell phones at all. I can't just call him and be like, where the hell are you? I'm stuck at the bottom of this hill. Where are you? I can't do that. So Igor looks at me after about 45 minutes. He's like, so we go, get on. I'm like, get on what? Because I'd already expressed to Igor how badly my hips were hurting, and we have to wait right here for my husband to come out because he's got to carry me up that hill. I can't do it, honey. I cannot. And he's looking a little frustrated with me. But my husband's not coming out, you guys. He's not coming out. So Igor's like, get on. I'm like,
get on what?
Get on what, sir? Get on what? He's like, get on back. We go. I'm like, I will break you to the ground, sir. You are 5 foot tall, skinny as a rail. No. But what did I do? I got on and it was really wobbly. And I was like, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. I had at least 80 to 100 pounds on this guy. And I had on my big puffer coat and my big, huge, heavy backpack, right? Against my better judgment, I climb on the back of this very skinny, 5 foot tall, one-eyebrowed Ukrainian. And we start hiking up this cobblestone hill, very loose cobblestones, mind you. I'm panicked, you guys, I'm panicked. I'm embarrassed because you can't, like, my coat is engulfing both of us. So it looks like a huge lump with skinny legs, like just trying to get up this hill. And after about 10 seconds of being on this poor man's back, I hear him wheezing. I'm hearing him go, with every step. And after about 10 seconds, those turned into, and then he would breathe. And I'm like, I'm going to kill this dude. I'm going to kill him. I was like, I'll get off. I'm getting off. I will figure it out. I'm getting off. He's like, no, I've got it. Like, he was not going to let me get down. He was like, I am carrying you up this hill, ma'am. Every 10 seconds. I'm just mortified. I'm mortified. I'm looking around at the people. I'm pulling my hood down over my head. I'm just like, oh God. Anyway, he's sweating profusely by the time that we get up to the top of this hill. And my ex-husband, he's just sitting on one of the benches at the entrance, just chilling, just waiting. And I'm looking at him like, you don't know, where were you? You don't know what I just went through. Poor Igor. I remember
he didn't speak the whole way home.
My ex-husband asked him a few questions and he was just like, he would not speak. And I was like, it's my fault. And I know if he could communicate it properly, he would have been like, I just carried your fat ass wife up that hill and it was really hard and you need to get a grip. Like, it was bad. Anyway, that was one story. I think she's heard this story about 500 times now and she still will laugh at it.
I have. I can see it all in my head.
It's quite funny. And I have actual photos of this. Like, I don't think that stories that aren't real are funny, but like I have photographic evidence to corroborate everything that I am saying. But I cannot show you the photo of the 5 foot tall, very skinny, one-eyebrowed Ukrainian, but it's accurate, right?
It is, yeah.
It is very accurate.
That's exactly what he looks like in the photo.
Yeah. Anyway, I will include some photos of like the monastery and the buildings that I took while we were there. But yeah, that was one fun adventure. There are many more to come. Bye, guys.